Morning, long time no vlog. Oh my god. Okay, there's so much that happened. I'm getting ready to go to the office today after being sick for a couple of weeks, and I have an exciting week. I start German classes today. I've been doing Korean classes for a while. I hopefully will get back into my sports, so let's get back into like a normal week outside of this house because I've been cooped up for way too long. So first things first, let's make breakfast. The kitties are served. Now it's my turn. You know, I don't like cooked fruit at all. Like if there is cooked fruit in a cake, I generally won't eat it. I'll eat around it. But for some reason, these bananas in the air fryer are like heaven. As I was recovering from my burnout, a big task my therapist gave me was to make sure that my life outside of work was full and to really make sure that my life does not revolve around work. Having that mindset of my life revolves around work really almost destroyed my mental health, and unlearning that mindset, unlearning those habits has been an essential part in recovering and in getting better. Learning a new language has always been a hobby, and I feel as a Moroccan I have a little bit more of an affinity because as my country folk are, we tend to be a little bit more curious about languages and absorb other languages quite quickly. So this has made it that languages have always had a special place in my heart and in my brain. German definitely was a challenging one, but I feel like attending classes and forcing myself, challenging myself to speak German has reignited that interest in becoming more comfortable with the language. And of course, language comes in a context of culture, so living in Germany definitely gives me a little bit of an up to make sure that I absorb. It's been a long day. I've had a lot of work and I'm going to Korean class later, which is very exciting. I haven't been in 2 weeks since I was sick. Yay! 안녕하세요. I also feel my mental health is not hanging by a thread, but not optimum either, because since I've been sick, I haven't been really leaving the house so much. I haven't been doing any of my hobbies, and I haven't been really taking care of myself in a way. Like I've taken care of myself by taking time off and resting, which is what my body needed. But I also feel like a part of me is neglected by the fact that I can't go do my hobbies and do like the parts that keep me sane. And I'm a little bit scared. So that it's a slippery slope. Like I can already see a few things. But anyways, I don't want to be negative or ramble. I'm grateful that I'm getting better. Yesterday I was in German class and I didn't think that my German was good enough, but also I registered to this course because I wanted to improve my German, but also I want to prepare for the B1 exam, like that B1 TELC exam. And I managed to understand everything that was going on. I think I didn't understand a couple of things, and also I realized that it's pure exam preparation. It's not really like a class, but it is a class, but it's not like a, let's talk about this, It's, here are the exercises, let's prepare for the exercises. I feel kind of, am I cheating by not taking any like courses or something? But I hope that it's fine. If you live in Germany, do look up your local VHS or VHS, which is the Volkshochschule. This is the government subsidized school for learning and upskilling any kind of skill. And they also have a wide array of courses ranging from knitting to languages to technology to anything you can think of. You can look at their catalogs, and that's being subsidized make it that you can also put in a little bit of money because it's not as expensive as taking a full-on course. And for me, learning
Korean was really on my list for the last 2 years, as one of my wishes is to be able to watch K-dramas without having to look up at the subtitles every 5 seconds. I really want to be able to multitask while I watch my dramas, the same way when I watch a YouTube video, or when I watch a series, or when I watch a Moroccan series, a French series, an English series. And I tried learning by myself and learning through apps, which is really helpful, but having a teacher really makes a difference, because especially for a language with different cultural context, different set of alphabets, different set of rules, it really brings in a lot more than just the language or just the letters, right, or just the grammar. Also, learning in a community feels way less isolating, especially after COVID. I feel like the world has kind of retrieved on its own, and having classes like this definitely was a lot more healing, because it created some sort of a third space, which was definitely something that was needed, and that made me feel like I was going back to school and I was a kid again, which was lovely. On my way to German class, I'm running late. I think at this point there is no hope. I'm for sure gonna be late, but it is what it is.
Sollen Sie 5 Aufgaben lösen. Bei jeder Aufgabe sollen Sie feststellen. Besonders Spiele, die etwas mit Sport zu tun haben. Das ist besonders spannend, weil jeder gegen den anderen gewinnen will. Beim Auto. Ich kann die Leute, die Spielhallen hier nicht verstehen. Ich bin überhaupt kein Spielertyp. Ich würde nie... Es stimmt übrigens nicht, dass die Spilo ein schlechtes Image hat. Am Tag gehen da vor allem Schüler und Studenten rein. Vielleicht auch mal Angestellte in der Mittagspause.
I decided today is the day I start Muay Thai again, so let's see how it goes. I'm not 100%, but let's see. Ja, ich war hier aber nicht so viel. Ja, aber ich bin besser. Ich bin nicht besser, aber meine Hals und meine Voice, wie kann man so gesagt, Voice? Stimme? Ja, meine Stimme. So I did a great class, but I couldn't do the whole 1.5 hours. I was super exhausted, so I think I stopped at about 1 hour and 15 minutes. And then I got some boba, and now off to home.
My hobbies have literally calibrated my life and put it back on its axis. A little bit of learning, a little bit of creativity, and a little bit of movement made the world go round again. Add all my hobbies to my full-time job, and managing my schedule becomes challenging to say the least. That's why I like to have anchors and appointments. That's how I manage to always go and show up. As a master procrastinator, unless I have a commitment that involves other people, I will probably not show up. That's why classes, for me, whether it's sports, languages, working at cafes, work really good and make me the most productive. Keeping up with learning 2 languages, sports, maintaining a YouTube channel is a feat, but every time I get lazy or overwhelmed, I remember that the most important thing is to show up. Especially learning a new language. I find especially German to be very difficult, and being somebody who already speaks 3 languages fluently, I like to challenge myself. And I do that by asking my friends, training mates, colleagues to speak as much German to me as possible. And whenever I can, I do German exercises, I listen and I watch YouTube shows in German, or I listen to podcasts in German. I found a few YouTubers that I like in German, which also helps me to kind of get used to the sound of the language, or to watch different quiz shows, and that helps me kind of unlock also the dynamic between people. I really learned that consistency is the key in any of the hobbies. I try to implement that to my YouTube channel and to my Muay Thai, my martial arts, and by default also then to my language learning.
Ich dachte, das kostet so ein 20, das kostet irgendwie 40 Euro. Ja, total crazy. Aber das ist...
I hope that you guys loved hanging out with me in this vlog. It was very chill. I think it's very important to also show normal life. I feel like a lot of the things I see, I'm not sure, but maybe it's my algorithm, but a lot of the content I see on YouTube, on TikTok, it's people that are 30 plus, but they were already influencers before. So it's like a lifestyle that I can never share, or that's not relatable to me. And then, or it's younger people, it's 20-year-olds, and that would have been relatable when I was 20 something, but I'm in a completely different mind space. So I really hope that this is really a little bit relatable, and that you had a good time, and that you've enjoyed it, because I really hope so. I really love making videos. I really love editing videos. It's a hobby of mine, so I really hope that you guys like it. And I wish you a great week, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.